Hello, you're watching World Talks on TVP World. My name is Sascha Fahrbach. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk is calling the weekend incidents on the Warsaw-Lublin railway an unprecedented act of sabotage aimed at the security of the Polish state and its citizens. Unusual circumstances near Mika station and later outside Lublin forced a passenger train to halt suddenly, damaging several carriage windows but causing no injuries. Now, Prime Minister Donald Tusk will convene a national security meeting Tuesday at 9 a.m. Now, to analyze it all, we're joined now by Andrzej Derlatka, former deputy head of the Polish Foreign Intelligence Agency, to discuss possible motives, risks, and broader implications. Good to have you here on TVP World. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody.
I want to ask you, Colonel, about this security meeting. It's due to happen in just around 15 minutes at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Convening here, clearly high-level individuals. What can we expect from this meeting? How significant is this that this is coming together on Tuesday? Tell us a bit more on your insights.
Yes, it is very crucial meeting, and we expect right now steps against aggression of Russia. It is hybrid aggression, of course, but not military one. But also it involves many groups, subversion, groups of sabotage, diversion, and etc., etc. This is a very important situation in Poland, very dangerous, and we have to make steps against those situations provoked by Russia and Belarus. Of course, Belarus is part of Russian policy. It is not a separate one. But this is something which is very, very dangerous to our country.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also curious, because many will be wondering about, and we're seeing some images now, looking at the methods here, the forensics methods in determining who to blame here. I mean, we're hearing that it's likely sabotage. Tell us a bit more on how long this takes, what we're looking at here in terms of actually finding out who is behind this.
Yeah, this is something which lasts for months, actually, and it was a number of attacks, but without proper reaction from Polish side, and it is very moment to do this. Actually, it is wide spread of possible steps, most important and far going. It is establishing of a special law in eastern part of Poland, which is especially touched by those attacks. This is possible. But there are some doubts because it influences on the normal life of inhabitants of those regions, and it makes some difficulties to access, for instance, railroads, possible of movement in those very area. This is possible, but I think rather that on this time, our government is supposed to make some special laws, not so far directed. It will be connected with protection of railways, protection of strategic infrastructure, but it is, for instance, electrical lines, water supply, etc., and protection of very important object like belonging to strategic infrastructure, like train stations, bus stations, hospitals, etc. This is possible.
Right. And the Prime Minister said also yesterday that this could be, that the intention could have been here also to blow up this train. I mean, we're no strangers, unfortunately, in this part of Europe to certain types of hybrid attacks. You mentioned also other vulnerabilities. I'm just wondering, we've had also another railway line incident in Slovenia yesterday, around the same time, not exactly the same circumstances, but similar, also worrying. How much do you see this as a larger pattern? Is this the onset of something? Will we see more of these kind of if they are coordinated, kind of hybrid attacks? And how do we counter them?
Yeah, this is a situation that Russia, not only in her propaganda, but also in real diplomacy, think that they run war not only against Ukraine, but against NATO countries and some others. This is something which is not a joke, but they will supposed to make steps against not only Poland, not because the Poland is a main road of supply to military Ukrainian forces, but also to other countries which belong to NATO or belong to the European Union. They support Ukraine, etc. This is something that Russia can make attacks. For instance, in Germany, they made it in the past. In France, in other countries. Slovenia is one of those countries which very strongly support Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Why now? Ukraine start to attack Trans-Siberian Railroad, which is only one line of supply on the land from China, from North Korea, and it is vital to Russia. They start to make it big right now because Ukraine got possibilities to make it. They got some groups of intelligence Ukrainian on other parts. They start to make it in Russia on wider scale. Mm-hmm. We should not forget that in Russia is something like 5 million ethnical Ukrainians, and not every of those Ukrainians support Putin and Moscow regime. And they got a wide base for recruit people to for instance, diversional steps and such other things against Russia of secure scale, of course. Mm-hmm. And what happened to Trans-Siberian Railroad maybe provoke Russia to attack railroads in NATO countries like Poland. We should not forget that Russian treat it like some possibility to revenge, and not to full-scale revenge, but for something which can make some pain to other countries.
Mm-hmm. I mean, also, what will have people concerned and worried potentially. I mean, if we're looking, also you highlighted infrastructure. If we're looking at just the railway lines, we have immense amount of railway lines across not just Poland. I mean, we're looking across Europe, thousands of kilometers. We have key water sources. We have all kinds of critical infrastructure. I mean, that's a lot to watch. That's a lot to protect. I'm just curious, are we at a level of readiness? What's required right now from governments, from European institutions to make sure that all these things are watched? I mean, how can you protect realistically hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of railway at all times?
We got something like 19,000 kilometers of railways in Poland. It is a huge number. And it is, of course, impossible to protect each kilometers of those railways. But we got protects. We can protect those main points and main elements of railways. We got some experiences coming from Ukraine, and Ukraine is running war, and they got also long-range railways. which are strategical for defense against Russia, for supply goods, not only to military, but also to normal people, to the cities. And railways in Ukraine are well protected, we can say. And we can transform experiences from Ukraine to other countries, especially, for instance, to Poland, which is quite easy. Then we can use experience from times of the Second World War. Of course, there are much different specifics, but some elements can be used for it. Railways during Second World War, but especially detected by subversion, but by diversion. And it is something which we know not only from historical books. Another thing, it is our military side. We had to have special units for protection of railways. We call it railway forces, and during communist time and after communist time as well. But they are cancelled, and we got not on a very moment those forces. But there are documents, there are plans, and we can use those plans to protect our railways. This is something what we can easily do, and we will do it.
All right. So as you said, there's still plenty to do. Also, I'm conscious of the 2025 Amper crisis response exercises. I think that'll also help. So many things need to be done. We'll have to wrap it up there, as Poland and much of Europe will have to remain vigilant. Look, thank you so much there, Andrzej Derlatka. Thanks for your insights.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. That concludes World Talks, but stay tuned. Much more coming up right here, so don't go away.